What's good, YouTube? My name is Hector, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, sir. So today is Monday, May the 4th be with you. It is my favorite holiday of the year. So I normally binge watch, episodes 1 through 6 as much as I can on May 4th. That is usually the routine, but we're on a different kind of level these days, So no sitting around and wasting the day. I'll watch probably my favorite, which is probably episode 6. It changes from here to there. It changes from here to there, Could be episode 6, episode 5, episode 3, one of those. Either way. Normally I would be watching as much as Star Wars as I can, but this Monday we have a lot to do. I got a meal prep, so I could watch a little bit of Star Wars while I meal prep. But I also got to do a dentist appointment, so I'm heading to that in a minute. And then after that, I got a push day at Crunch. Michi's gonna be working out on her own little split. She has a full day split, so she'll be on her side of the gym, but I'll be doing my push day over at Crunch this week, Monday. So got to get a lot of things done and then head over to Crunch to get that done. So I'll see you over there. So I took the last 2 weeks of being back in the gym consistently. I took that data and I made a official push day routine that I will be hitting for the next few weeks to do progressive overload on. So I'll touch base on every single new split routine that I have on the coming day. So tomorrow we'll go over pull day and then leg day the following, and then we'll go over the upper and lower days once those days come around. But I want to go in depth of my new routine that I have after the last few weeks and also my experience these last few years, and really locked in a routine that I could feel comfortable and I could enjoy it and I could push myself to keep getting stronger and stronger. So let's go over that plan now, so that way you guys can see what I'm doing moving forward for the next few weeks. And then that way I could gauge my strength and progress through this plan. And then we reevaluate in like the next 2 months, we'll say. Well, I underestimated how much time I had. So once I looked at my phone after my last clip, I was like, oh, I have to get to the dentist like now. So I had a root canal done. My mouth is quite numb still, but that was done and out the way. I changed because I had a lot of, water and saliva all up in my sweater. So I changed for the push day that we're about to go to Crunch for. But before I do, I just wanted to touch base on, like I was talking about, my new routine for my push day. I took the feedback I've been giving myself these last few weeks of what I liked, what I didn't like, what I want to incorporate moving forward in a consistent routine for my push days. So going into depth now, starting with the barbell bench press. I've always mentioned this before. One of my gym goals is to have a very high SBD number, squat, bench, and deadlift number. I've always strived to be in the 1,000-pound club, and one of my dreams is to be in the 1,500 club. So, one day. But I have to retrain my leg to properly squat barbell. I have to retrain my leg to properly hinge for a deadlift, and I have to properly train my leg to properly give me leg drive for a chest press. All of that stuff incorporates my leg in some fashion. So Getting back into the routine of just getting the rhythm going, getting form into place, and then slowly increasing weight back into rhythm, because my knee doesn't allow for leg drive that comfortably just yet. I do feel a lot of that pressure inside the knee when I try to push my foot down, essentially. Next is the incline dumbbell press. You have to have some kind of incline movement for your upper pec. And the best variation to me is the dumbbell variation, because you could get that full stretch with the added, area that you could play with. Because if you go with the neutral grip, like I done this week with my push day, you could get that full pocket in there and it gets that full stretch. Man, when I change my grip from just standard grip to neutral grip, or whatever the hell this is, I don't know the actual term, but when I switched my hand to this position and I did that chest press, it changed it in a way that it made it such a difficult movement, and it felt great. So that's how I'm going to be doing my chest press moving forward, just for the time being. Maybe I'll go back to regular grip eventually, but for right now, that neutral grip, I guess you could call it, it has definitely unlocked a different level of intensity, I could say. Next up is the pec deck fly machine. Variation I could do if the machine press or the machine is taken up is just a dumbbell variation. But either way, you want to always get a fly movement in there, squeeze on the top, control the downsend, the whatever the hell it is, and just keep the control and time under tension and get that full range of motion. I like to make sure I get that full stretch on the bottom. I don't cut it halfway with the pec press that people like to do. I like to get the full fly motion by making sure I stretch my shoulder blades around the bench and get that full stretch into that pectoral muscle. It sucks, but it makes a big difference, especially like for the machine. You kind of want to angle yourself and give yourself put your shoulder blades into the press of the back pad, and then open palm, pretty much bring it in and squeeze on the top. That thing kills you, man. So I got to get one fly motion in regardless. That's part of your push day. One thing that I haven't done yet, because I haven't had the opportunity to, but I will try to get it in to today's push day, because we're going to crunch, if it's available. But I want to do is dumbbell shoulder press. I want to shoulder press dumbbells. I want to challenge my stabilizers. I want to get that strength back overall in my shoulders. So I chose this dumbbell variation. I might replace that with a military press of some sort if the dumbbells for some reason is not taken, or if it is taken, or if that is taken, then I would just resort to the machine variation. But everything has a variation that I could do if the one I want to do is occupied. And that's why, you may not get your workout in that you want that day, but it is important to get that workout done. So knowing your variations, knowing what you could do alternatively if your machine or your dumbbells or your bench or whatever is taken is very important, because you got to be able to adapt and be adaptable when it comes to busy gyms like Crunch Fitness over here, The last one for shoulders is your lateral raise with the dumbbells. I was gonna choose the cable variation, but I'm gonna do the dumbbell variation just for a little while, because I've done the cable variation for quite some time. It is a superior motion for that movement, but I want to do it with the dumbbells just to build some just overall density and mass into the shoulder head, and creating a much more higher strength profile overall. The dumbbells allows for that. So I want to make sure I get some strength back into my shoulders, and then I'll go back to the cable variation in due time. And then finishing off the push day with 2 movements for the tricep, which is the tricep rope push down. Self-explanatory motion. It's the most difficult motion for your triceps, especially on the bottom when you extend the rope out. That's when you get the full contraction into the tricep head. And then the overhead tricep extension. That is a very taxing workout for your triceps. You get the full ROM from that tricep head. You get the full range of motion essentially, and it really does isolate the tricep in a way that it makes it very difficult. I like to go heavy on that one because I want to make sure I fatigue my triceps, since that's the last movement I had for those. So yeah, that's pretty much rounding out the push day. That's what I'm going to be doing for moving forward. Now, it's not going to always be perfect, like I mentioned. Like, there's always going to be days where the gym is packed and I got to do some alternatives because I can't sit around and wait for one machine for 20 minutes. And sometimes people don't want to work in. That's okay. So, you know, you just adapt and you just get things done. So it's not always going to be that exact workout split, but that is what my foundation for my push day moving forward is. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to head out. Michi's about to be here now, and we're going to head out to Crunch and get this started. So I'll see you over there. Whoop, whoop. Yes, sir. We is back at Crunch. Me and Michelle are ready to get this work in. I'm so proud of her. She is on her 2nd week of her own little plan. She's doing a 3-day, full day split. And I'm doing my push-pull legs upper lower split. Today, like I mentioned, is my push day. So my workout is all over the place, and it's almost all different alternatives from my original plan, like we discussed earlier in the video. But that's the point of this video and the point of me documenting this all the time. You know, it's sometimes cumbersome to carry a tripod around and set up for a video and all this kind of stuff. But when you look at it at the end of the day, you know, it has made a tremendous amount of progress in my own ability to adapt in a gym and overcome these busy sessions, because the gym was beyond packed and I still made it a point to work out. Now, I did do incline barbell press, but I didn't record it. I completely forgot because I was working in with somebody. So I didn't get a chance to record that, but I did do a incline barbell press before this. Now we're going to the tricep pushdowns. Michelle came by, so I asked her to be my cameraman. Thanks, baby. But going heavy on these and making sure I still control the weight, pinching my elbows into the pocket and controlling the descent, controlling the contraction, making sure I get that full stretch on the top. I absolutely love cooking my triceps. It is one of my favorite things to do. I actually have strong triceps, but once I start going up heavy in weight, my elbow really starts giving me some problems. So I'm trying not to push the weight too hard because I really don't want to hurt my elbows, because if anybody has ever hurt their elbows doing triceps before, it is a hindering and annoying injury to deal with. So I'm trying to play it safe, but I'm also trying to push it at the same time. So progressive overload is the name of the game. Same thing with these workouts. Overhead tricep extensions, they do fry your elbows. What I do need to work on better, and I'm working on this angle, I'm seeing from this angle, is pinching my elbows in more. They are a little too flared out. It also depends on your shoulder mobility, because, you know, at some point it just feels like you really cannot tuck your elbows in even further than what they are. So right now I feel like I'm squeezing my head when reality is I have a lot of area space in between. So I need to work on pinching my elbows in more to really focus in on that isolation. Next up is going to be the shoulder press machine. Again, it wasn't my shoulder press dumbbells. All the seats were taken up the entire time. But we're not going to be venting over here. It's all about just getting the workout done, Eric. So we got the shoulder press machine here. If I'm not mistaken, this was in the 80-pound rep range or 80-pound weight range that I was doing. And I got a good workout in. I forgot how effective this workout is, or this machine is. It really does target your shoulders and your front delts very effectively, making sure your elbows are pointed forward, and making sure you're really contracting through those front delts and developing that strength profile that I really got to get back into, because my shoulders are my weak point. I got to get my shoulders back up there. I allowed my left shoulder injury to deter me from ever activating my left shoulder or both my shoulders anytime in a workout. I messed up my shoulders back in the day, back in my high school football days, as we all say. And then barbell press was not available, so people were doing, Bulgarian splits and different workouts on the barbell bench pad, the bench press. So they were taking up the bench press for other workouts, which low-key was frustrating, but hey, still got it done. So this machine also, again, is that surprisingly great for how much weight I had to put on the machine, which is not a lot. I really didn't have to put a lot of weight on up there, and I still got a full stretch in, controlled that descent, making sure I pressed directly through the chest. It was an effective workout. And even with the busy gym, as you see in the background, I still got a good workout in. I didn't get all my workouts that I wanted to do. The chest fly, where you see to my right there, literally was taking up the entire time, and I couldn't do the dumbbell flies. So, it is what it is, but we got a good workout in. We are done, fried, and we'll see you on the other side. Yes, sir. Well, I did it again. I got home from the push day. And I pretty much passed out right after dinner, so I didn't close out the video. But it was a good push day, regardless of how busy it was. We were like, oh no, it's the first day of spring. Like really, it really is nice outside. I wish we could be outside, but no, we got things to accomplish. Everybody should be outside. The gym should be empty, right? We walk in, packed. Oh man. So it was a tough, to get around and do what I want to do. But I got enough done with variations. I didn't do my planned push day that I made, but I made do with whatever I had available at me. And it took me, still a good amount of time to get it done, with considering how busy it was. So, it is what it is. I got a great push day in. And I'm going to keep momentum forward by continuing that off to the pull day next day. But I'm going to close out this video. There's nothing else to really talk about. The push day was a great day. Crunch will be crunch, but I'm excited to go back to Powerhouse tomorrow. So I'll see you guys on the next one. You already know, like, comment, and subscribe. We are only on the way up. All gas and no brakes with it, you heard? I appreciate you. See you on the next one. You heard?